Because to learn how to do this stuff, you have to make your own, but the process is the same. So we are going to make another class. So a class is an object that exists in the real world. So we were talking about what Eliza likes. He likes soccer. So you can't really do soccer because it's really not something that exists. It is a sport. Actually, we could like how many fans, but it's harder to do it unless if it's a real thing that you know that you can see, like a soccer ball, a soccer player, a soccer team. It's easier to do it with something that really exists. Where soccer exists as a sport, but it's not really a entity. So we're going to do soccer team.
Would you be able to like make a class of soccer team and then, or not soccer team, but soccer, and then within that class, use different classes to kind of, describe everything that would happen?
You could.
Be way more complicated than you need.
Yeah. Is that what we want today? Is more complicated than we need it to be? Okay, so no. We'll take one of those parts and then you can build an entire soccer program.
It's going to be in two different files, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause for a second because my stupid Visual Studio Code has gone berserk on me again. Here we go. I'm done whining about my computer not behaving. So as Eliza said, yes, we need two files. We need a main file, which is where the user interacts. So I'll just call it soccer team main, because then we know that's the main program that we run. Oh, I also need that pie, don't I? And then we need a soccer team class. Oh, that did something there. All right. New file, SOCCER team. Right, we don't need anything else because that is our class. So what is our keyword? Oh, Riley. Alt spacebar M. Oh no, then we have to be in the right place. Well, that minimizes it. I want to maximize it because I can't get to anything up here. I know Riley will come up with the answer. Anyway, we need to create our class. And how do we create a class in Python? Type in class. Yeah, it's the most intuitive one to create a class there is. And the class name has to be soccer team. Yep. And it's a convention to do it like this with the, oh, that's a lowercase c, isn't it? Yep, there it is. It's a convention to capitalize every other letter. Uh-oh. I have my friend ChatGPT trying to do things for me. And I have the stupid Copilot again. It's not stupid, but it's just not what I don't want it right now. And it used to be really easy to disable it.
Well, Bill hit Alt spacebar. And then it will bring it to drop down.
Okay, oh, it is disabled now, but it had to update first. Ah. Thank you, Riley. Thank you. Between Riley and Owen, they fixed me up. Now I have my program stuff up here. It used to be you can go up here and just tell it to shut up. But, well, maybe Copilot does it. Okay. That's what happens, even if you're a technology person. And you understand all this, you can run into things where it doesn't work and things happen and you don't know how to fix it. Yep, got it. I have to look up an example, which is why I have us do a tutorial first. Because you can't expect me to memorize all this stuff. Oh, we don't, yeah, we imported it wrong. Way to go, guys. You guys messed up. We have to import the file. Oh, but I did call it soccer team with the file, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, normally that's going to be, let's go over here and fix this. Why did I do that? This is not normal naming for Python. I was probably thinking of MATLAB or some other thing that I'm working with. So if you want to rename something, instead of right-clicking and renaming, the F2 is very handy. The F2 you can think of as a shortcut key for renaming. And then I can go in here and put it into our normal Python stuff. There. Press enter. Visual Code Studio Code is pretty sharp. If you have two files and you've opened up the folder and you make a change to the file name, wherever that file name is referred to, it changes it there also. Remember we did the F2 thing, the other one? It does it this way. So if I do that, now where's my, there. See, it changed it here. I'm gonna rename this just to fix that up, then we'll go through the other part. There's main. Let's see, team, soccer, and anywhere that's referenced, which it isn't. See, it's not referenced anywhere. But Owen is right. We do soccer team to access the file. We have to do this to access the class. So this says, this is where the code is. Over here. And then we have to access this to make our object, which is why I do tutorials, so you don't have to look up and memorize things. Yes.
So I think I'm kind of confused there.
Well, you're confused because I got off in the wrong. This is where our code is stored, is in here, so we have to reference that so that we can get to be able to access this. But before we can use it, we have to create an object by saying inside this file, here is the soccer team class. When we assign this to a variable, Python says, oh, I should go through, whoops, I have the wrong one up here. I should go through this and say, oh, what's in here? Oh, there's soccer team. When Python sees class, when we're doing this, it says, oh, this should be an object that can use all the code that's in here. So if I just say soccer team, that means nothing. It's just a general description of, a team that plays a sport. But if I want to do a specific soccer team, I have to create it from this. So I could have a red team, I could have a blue team, I could have a green team, I could have a purple team, whatever. I can have as many teams as I want. I can create another one. I can create as many as I want. They all can use this code. I can keep reusing this again and again and again and do like a whole league of teams if I wished. Because I'm reusing this every time. Well, it's going to come back with exactly the same answer because we haven't gone any further. But if I run this, nothing's going to happen. When I return something, I can assign this to a variable, but I have to print it out to see what's going on. Because I'm just returning a string, but I'm not doing anything with it. So this is going to be, we'll just say red team running. And then we can print that out. Get out of the way. There. So when we call this method, it says, oh, let's return this string. In a class, something either goes into the class or it comes out of the class. Sometimes the class just does things on its own. But in this case, we're saying the soccer team is running here. Well, to display that to the user, we need to put it in a string and then print it. And then it'll say the soccer team is running. Now, that doesn't help because if we have the red team running and the blue team running, it's just going to say the soccer team is running, right? Not very helpful. You don't know which team is running. Oh, I have to also do this, don't I? I forgot to do that. I forgot to assign it to a variable. So if all we have is actions, every team we create is going to do the same thing. We can't tell which team is doing what. So a class or an object can do something. It can also store information. So one of the attributes or properties or things that we can store about a soccer team would be the name of the soccer team, which is what we need here. So we can see, oh, blue team running, red team running. So we need to be able to store that name. And we need to be able to store that name in here because we hard code the name. It's always going to be the same name. So we need to be able to store it in here somehow. So we'll do it this way. We'll just say team name. One way we can get the team name. Whoops. Oh man, I can't type. We can get the team name from the user. So now here we're bringing something out. Here we need to put something in. So each object has its own name. So we'll just say team name. Well, to store something in a class, we always have to have self. So we're going to have a self, oops, not self get team, but self team name. That will be the information we can then put down here. Team name is what's coming from the user, but we haven't done that part yet. We've just now added a way to get a unique team name into our soccer team. If I use an F string, I can say the self.team is running. And then whatever you typed in will come out. If I type in red, red's going to be here. It'll say the red team is running. If I do blue, it's going to say the blue team is running. Yes, Eliza? Maybe?
Yeah,
It's starting to get there. So how do we get that information in there? We have a method that asks for it. It says get team name. So we do red team first. Dot get name. And for now we can hard code it. We'll just say red team. But normally you would have an input statement where you can type it in. And then we're going to do the same thing with the blue team. Team dot get name. And this will be the blue team. There. So this string, which is an argument, meaning it's going to go from here to here, just like we've done with functions. And then this goes from here to here, and it gets stored here. We can use that anywhere. Well, we'll just use it down here. And then we'll print out the red team is running. So let's run it, see if that worked. There, the red team's running, the blue team is running. We could also do this and let the user pick. Just like we've done before with our input. What is the name of the team? Right? You type in the name of the team here, and then that information gets passed to that object. Remember, we have two of them. They both use the same code. And we can do the same thing down here. Let's see, I'm just going to copy this because it's the same thing. And then we replace this. This is called hard coding because it's always going to be the same every time. Now we can change it every time. Oh, team. Which it will look like this. Whatever I typed in there is going to be the name of the team. I just chose the name, the same one. So this information went into the, oh, lost him. It went into the object right here. And these are the same value that's assigned to here. I can use this anywhere. So for instance, if you're running, what's something that you do at some point when you're running? Can you run forever? What do you think, Eliza? What would you do after a while?
Rest,
If you're running, what happens at some point?
stop,
Exactly. Otherwise, you're running forever, which is not going to be fun. So we need a stop method, right? Now, the difference between running and stopping is one word. That's it. We're using the same idea. We're using the same variable because the self allows us to use it anywhere. What do we do on this end to stop the team from running? What would you do over here, Liza? We have a stop method. How do we stop the team from running? What would I put here to stop the red team from running?
call the red team name,
You have to call the red team first. Then how do I say stop?
and you get, you have to,
You put in a period
yeah, you get,
and then stop.
oh, that's it.
We're not getting anything. We're telling the team to stop. We are calling this one. When we want to run, we call this one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And this is how you activate that method. So now we could store this in a variable like we did up here. Or we can print it directly because it's the same value. That works exactly the same as this. Here we're taking that string that we're returning from here. We assign it to a variable, then we print that variable, but you could also print it directly. It depends on what you want to do. At this point, either one is fine. We want them both to stop. We change the name of our object. There. So we start them, we stop them. What's the name of my team? Bills Raiders. And what's the name of the team? Sean's Scavengers. I can't think of anything else that rhymes with, but it has an F in it. That sounds like a team name. Candbegers. Scavengers. Oh, man. I don't even know that that's right now. Scavengers. There we go. There. Yeah, so I may have to change my grammar. So I could fix that by taking out the. Because most likely, if you're typing in the name of a soccer team, you're going to say whatever the name of the soccer team is, not the soccer team's name, team. So we could have a team named Elizier. Is that right? No?
It is, you forgot, there's a E, yes, E behind the I. And the I is here, no, the I is not there.
Okay, I got it mixed up. So what would Eliza's team be? Couldn't do the Eliza elephants, so that's not gonna work. Eliza, ants, because that, that's the same thing. And then we have Owens, owls. Yeah, I don't know, not very good names. And there we go. Now, they aren't running for very long, are they? But, and I think we've done this before, but from time, we're going to import sleep. I think we've done that before, but we'll go ahead and do it here. Because our team's gonna run for a little bit, here, they're gonna be running while we're typing things in. But we want them both to run for a little bit. So while allows us to pause it. And then we can have them stop at different times. Oh, not while, sleep. Where did I get that from? We can sleep for a second there, then the red team will stop. We can then sleep for a second here. And then the blue team will stop. So sleep allows you to pause the execution of the program, which makes it a little more dramatic, right? All right, I've run out of names. Almost. Christie's Cowboys or Cowgirls or whatever. And Joe's, I don't know, what would rhyme with Joe's something. Okay, I can't think of anything.
Sweet.
What?
I can't think of anything either.
Okay, so we'll just have it be Joe's team. They're not very good with the marketing. There we go. So you saw it paused. Right? So I was just making it fun. So if you
Yeah, no,
want
that's all good.
to stop for a second, or 2 seconds, or 3 seconds, that's what you do.
Yeah.